Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Hi everyone, Jason Hunt here, inviting you to join us every Saturday morning for news, the week's headlines in science fiction, fantasy, horror, comic books, video games, plus Comic-Con updates and the weather, and the occasional interview along the way. We call it Good Morning Multiverse. We hope you join us every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, right here on Sci-Fi For Me TV.
The waters have calmed down, and life has started returning to normal for Ivy. Until a young, dark boy shows up with interesting secrets to reveal to her. How will this impact her relationship with Violet? And will the raven-haired woman finally open her eyes to the harpy in front of her?
You can rely on me too. I mean it.
You can also rely on me.
Violet.
What are you...
You don't resent me, do you?
Ivy, why would I resent you?
You had to hurt people to rescue me. You had to face that monster again. And because of me, you can't spend as much time with Mr. Jonathan anymore.
No, Ivy, I don't resent you.
Thank you.
You're such a sweet child.
Violet, look at me. I am not a child.
No, you aren't.
Good. Good night, Violet.
Your favorite podcast is Critical Blast.
And good morning to all of you out there in Radio Land. Well, internet, we'll call it Radio Land. Why not? I feel like a disc jockey sometimes here. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor at criticalblast.com and your host for this podcast. And I'll tell you what, ever since college, there's nothing I like more than the slow burn that leads up to, women kissing chicks, which is exactly what you've got with Sunrise Blossom, almost literally between Ivy and Violet. Because it's one of those, look, I've been reading comics for 50 years and I'm 55. So I know a little bit about what I'm doing here, but there are aspects of this world that still elude me. So when I'm reading the first volume of Sunrise Blossom, there's these letters on the bottom that say GL. I'm like, graphic. I'm thinking, what word is novel in Italian where Nina's from? But no, apparently that's not the case at all. Doesn't stand for Green Lantern either, which is what's always burned in my brain whenever I hear GL. Instead, a little bit. Yeah. Maybe a whole lot. I don't know. Let's see where this third issue goes, because it's progressing, and it's you can feel it. Graphic Love. No, not Graphic Love. That's the Larry Wells books that are coming out. That they get a little bit more graphic. This is Girl Love. So if you want to know exactly what it is you're looking for, the book is labeled appropriately. Hello, Nina Daisy Aberlein. How are you?
Fine and dandy. How are you?
I'm awake. I'm good. That your video kind of has the blood pumping now. So
I'm really proud of it.
I've been on a streak this week between the Larry Wells Cherry pinup book that's coming out, and then we had the Bad Bug Media guys, who I found out do an entirely different erotic line of books in addition to their other ones. And now I'm talking about this Sunrise Blossom with Kissy Kissy, which is nothing really. It's not, but it feels like a lot more. So I've got to ask, are you holding out on us? Is this going places that people are going to say, oh, we got to go back and get the other ones now?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, like the third volume, it's all done. It's all ready to go. I've been actually spent a big part of the afternoon and the morning storyboarding volume 4. And honestly, I can't wait for volume 4 to come out. It's got so much happening in it. And yeah, it's happening. It's going. It's happening. It's yes, a slow burn, but it's a type of slow burn that it's like when you finally reach the top of the mountain, it's so much sweeter.
You're edging the readers, damn it.
But because I have been getting low-key small complaints of like, this slow burn is too slow. I have actually uploaded just yesterday, both on like Webtoon, Tapas, and stuff, an extra little episode, which is really, 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 really sweet, of the two main characters in the far future with a baby, and it's cute.
Oh,
it's very cute.
Now I got to figure out where he's coming from, because I know a little bit of biology at least. So
no, it's adopted. Maybe it's adopted. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Oh, I used to work for them. I was in their IT department, handling shipping. So So we got this. This is the part you put up on Webtoon here, and
which is an extra thing. It's an extra little thing, which it was a bit of an experiment artistically, because the artwork has been very slowly improving over the years, and the next volume, not volume 3 but volume 4, should look something more like this.
Yeah. Now, so they are definitely taking care of an infant of some sort. It's got a tail. This is a world where
mini minotaur. It's a mini minotaur.
It's a mini minotaur. I like that. Yeah. Now, Webtoons, the first volume that you did for Sunrise Blossom, the big thick graphic novel, that was a conversion. Yeah, that one. That was a conversion of what you had already previously released on Webtoons, right?
Mostly, yeah. But there are also like extra pages that weren't up on the Webtoons, so like a few extra small little scenes. And also, like, exactly as Mike is also saying in the, not Mike, Jimmy, not Mike Walters, is saying in the chat. Yeah, like there's been like massive art improvement. Like this is the beginning of the first volume, pretty much. And this is the end of the second volume. So it's like,
yeah, well, that's what I was going to say, was that, you know, you've had this quantum leap in art improvement between the beginning of the first one. I mean, you could tell that the first one was like, it was done digitally, done on Webtoons. Are you still drawing the same way now that you're, you know, releasing it per books?
Yes, kind of, because the way that I normally do it is that when I storyboard a volume, so when I do the like very, very super, super rough sketch, like just to have an idea of what something looks like, I do it in like the traditional comic page format, like this, pretty much. Volume 4 sneak peek, boo, boo, boo. And then I draw them in the Webtoon format when I move on to the computer. But I keep the panels of roughly the same shape, so that then when I am formatting for print, it's just mostly copy pasting the panels, redoing the lettering. So it's a lot easier than it would otherwise be.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting seeing Ivy and Violet. Okay. Hey, okay, yes, we got to keep going here. Too much margin between the panels.
Well, it's a vertical scroll thing, because the blank spaces is also what dictates the pacing when it comes to vertical scroll.
There's the end. Okay. So, but it kind of struck me seeing her holding the baby here, particularly right here. This is the panel I wanted to get to.
This is one of my favorite ones.
Well, Ivy is a bird. She's a harpy, and when we first see her at the beginning of the first book, she's not that old. I mean, but the thing that you're playing with here, and I think the thing that was stuck in Violet's mind, and we saw this play out in your video, is that she's like, yeah, you were born last year, 2 years ago, whatever it was, but bird cycles are a lot faster to maturity than human cycles are, which sadly means that, you know, Ivy's not going to be around that long.
Well,
if you play it out.
Not necessarily, because due to this is something that is briefly explained, not in the third volume, but in the next one. One of the reasons why, at least in this fictional world, these half animal creatures exist is to enable the survival of their species in a world that is dominated by humans. Because, you know, with issues like overfishing, deforestation, and stuff like that, a lot of animals are going extinct fast. So it's kind of like inside people, like spies, to like help preserve the species, pretty much. So technically,
they're like guardians of the planet.
Of animals, mostly. It's kind of like something along those lines. But technically, they do have what would be considered like a normal human life cycle. But also, one of the main reasons why Ivy, and this is also something that we saw in the trailer, struggles a lot with Violet seeing her as a child is because they do have a relatively big age gap. Because when they met, Ivy was 19, Violet was 25, 26. And Ivy was pretty bratty at the
Yeah.
beginning and acted a lot like a kid. And while she does mature a lot over the course of the following volumes, it takes a while for Violet to catch up to Ivy's maturity and also her aging. Like in volume 3, she turns 20. The age gap is technically also a bit smaller in that sense. And she, as we saw, she kind of like forces onto Violet the fact that, like, hey, I'm not a little kid, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. But we got people in the chat who are tuned in for this. Aria Blackness is here. Hello, Aria. Glad to see you out there. Mike Walters also has popped by to like and share the stream. And Mike Jimmy, who is now a wrench. I just took care of that for you, Mike. So I love how the art improves through the volumes, and it's visibly leaps and bounds. Every panel is getting better than the previous one. It's great working alongside Nina and seeing her get better every day, because you guys do draw together a lot online. You're on the sketchy Saturday, which I think either I just missed or I'm keeping you from. One
No,
or the
it
other.
was early today, but it's mostly like on like Discord places, webcomic online places where a lot of like comic creators kind of like join in for like chill drawing and company kind of thing. That's actually kind of where Mike, Jimmy, and I met, like chilling and webcomic creator or like comic creator Discord servers, just like drawing and company.
It's kind of it has to be kind of cool to be working alongside people who understand what you're doing, so that when they say something like, hey, have you ever tried doing it like this, it's not the unsolicited, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but
Well,
you know, somebody who's like, you know, like, oh, let me try that because you do know some stuff, and hey, that works, or no, it doesn't work for me.
it would be really nice if that were the case, but sadly, more often than not, there's a lot of like people who maybe have been doing comics for like a week who jump in there, and maybe they go in and they're like, "Hey, how do I do backgrounds? What's lettering?" And so it's a bit.
What's lettering? Oh, that's when you print your artwork out on 8.5 by 11 and you fold it 3 times and put it in an envelope business size and you mail it to the publisher. Yeah,
Yeah,
do
or
that.
like or stuff like, what's the difference between a page and a panel? But yeah, that happens a lot.
Wow.
But there are a lot of opportunities to like meet people who like have been doing it for a while, like Mike, Jimmy, and myself, which is kind of like also why we clicked in those spaces, because there's a lot of people who maybe have started doing it and then like drop it within maybe a couple of months of them starting. So when you do find someone who takes it more seriously and has been doing it for a while, often enough friendships are born.
Oh yeah, I mean, making comics sounds cool until you start doing it.
Yeah. It's
That's
like going to
that's
the
where I'm at.
gym. It's like going to the gym. It's easy the first week. Try to keep it up for a few years.
Yeah, I can't even get the first day in. And believe me, I need to go. It's like I am 250 none of your business pounds of mud sitting here, and it's affecting my health, and I know it is.
I get that.
So-
Pandemic has not been very kind to me.
Oh, to none of us. We all got used to sitting at home all day.
Mhm.
And now we don't have to, but we still do it. I still work from home. And everybody does. It fundamentally changed the way that we do everything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary how much it can change in really such a small amount of time. I mean, it felt like forever, but it was 2 years of history. 2 years out of all of history that put everything on a different turn. So
God,
it wasn't like a
honestly,
slow.
I'm tired of once in a lifetime events happening every other week.
Yes. Oh yeah. So I've got the Kickstarter pulled up here, and wow. I don't remember. I mean, I remember your last Kickstarter. I was here for it, but I don't remember the numbers. That's the thing that you would remember more than anybody else. But it looks like you're climbing with each
Yes.
issue release.
Yes, with the previous issue, when we finished, we were at about 2,280 euros. And
Okay.
now we're not there yet, but considering it's only been a week since we
Yeah.
launched, it's like we're a lot ahead than the previous one. One thing that though is just a teeny bit disappointing compared to the previous campaign is that with the previous campaign, I got funded in 2 hours, and 2 days later, I got a Projects We Love badge. With this one, I've got a much nicer Kickstarter page. We got funded in 1 hour, but there's no badge, and I'm like,
No. You got the funded with Kickstarter 1 hour, but no love.
exactly.
Oh, well, that's I don't know what their algorithm is on that. It's some sort of a traffic thing. I
It
guess.
should be people that actually look at the pages and are like, I like this. Beep.
Oh, you mean like this? Oh, wait, what? Oh, I'm not logged into Kickstarter. Well,
kind of, but like
amazing.
people who work at Kickstarter, like they look at the campaigns, and if it's something they like, then they give the little Projects We Love button.
It's them loving it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, they probably just had a change of staff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining because in the end, it's not every day that you get a Project We Love at all. But hey,
True.
also financially, it's going better than the last one so far.
That's actually, and it's 22 days left to go. So, you're I can almost do the math on this. When you're 400% of goal, thereabouts.
I think so. Wait, let me open my Kickstarter dashboard.
2,000 over 500. See, Indiegogo tells you what the percentage is right there.
No, it tells on Kickstarter. It tells you when you open the dashboard. Yeah,
but you gotta be dashboard.
Yeah, personally, I kind of like Indiegogo more for the organizational side, but Kickstarter has the users that Indiegogo doesn't have. So
yes, yeah, it's a different market. It's a different audience. There's crossover appeal for some people. I mean, the common America folk, they just make $1 million on each side. But yeah, the bad girls, the girl love stuff, that does seem to go to Kickstarter, and then the 90s image superhero kind of thing that goes over to Indiegogo. And then you get the stuff that's like, we don't really know what this is. So take a little from both as you go across. There are some, like Kara Nicole's Fire Bitch. What she'll do is she'll start it on Kickstarter, and then she takes advantage of the whole just go straight to Indiegogo after that and just put it right into in demand because
because of the in demand thing. Yeah, I have something like that, but I just posted it on my Etsy later because then it's also a bit easier for me to manage through Etsy. Because then I can just like add stuff continuously, and as soon as I get an order, I'm like, "Hey RJ, there's an order. Can you ship it, please?"
Yep. And he got it the other day.
He did. He's actually in my Discord server, and he was like, I got it, and I got all these nice little trinkets. Yay!
Well, you didn't tell me not to put the add-ons in there. So I'm
no, that's totally fine, of course.
Now your add-ons are different than any add-on for any campaign I've done. I've done a lot of campaigns that have bookmarks. I've had a lot of campaigns that have prints. Your stuff is laminated. So your prints are like, wobble, 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 and spill a Coke on them, wipe them off. They're like placemats almost. Do you do that yourself? Or do you order them that way?
I've got a laminator here because my side job, like my day job, I am an ESL teacher. And in the previous school where I used to teach English as a second language, I would make a lot of like handmade flashcards.
Yeah.
For the students, and like, hi Woody, and like laminating the flashcards made them a lot more durable, so I could use them multiple times instead of having to like remake a new one every single time. And so I had the laminator, and I was like, instead of like spending big buck on like cardboard to protect the prints, I may as well laminate them, and that way people, if it's like a sexy print, they can clean it up afterwards.
Okay, gotcha. Haven't seen any of those sexy prints yet, but I am looking forward to fulfilling the next campaign now.
No, it's not like super sexy one. It's just like because one of the prints of the new prints at this campaign, like there's a little bit of side boob, there's some cleavage, there's some under boob, and there's
As
the
far as I'm
Halloween
concerned,
one.
she's a harpy, and it doesn't come off. It's her coloration. So
Yeah.
I was right. Oh darn. Okay, so the difference between the first and the second volume is the first volume was this big, thick graphic novel. Hey, everybody, get into it. Now, since that point, you've gone into more of the standard 22, 24 page
50,
floppies.
50 plus.
50 plus. I
Yes,
knew it
the
was floppy.
second volume. No, the second volume is 53 pages.
Well, there you go. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and the third volume is 50 pages.
Okay, so they're still big books.
Yeah, I mean, like volume 1, which is like 223, and volume 2, which is 50, and it's like it's not like a super floppy, and still, yes, like 50 plus pages.
Now, one of the things that I almost didn't notice.
Mm-hmm.
Almost didn't notice means I didn't notice it until just right now. These panels is that Ivy does have a fully human form.
Mm-hmm.
And I know she's got a fully bird form because I've seen her transform to that. But is she just most comfortable in my halfway form? I mean, if she's with Violet, it would seem to me. Now I know the audience gets a bit of a more taboo kind of love thrill seeing her in her harpy form, but it would seem to me that from a practical standpoint, she would prefer to be fully human with Violet.
Well, it's like exercising a little bit. Like her harpy form is her standard form, is the way that she was born, and it is the form that is the most comfortable. And like, well, it is possible to like through learning how to transform, it is possible for them to like to transform into a human form or transform into a full bird form. But it's a bit like jogging or power walking. It's something that you need to practice a little bit, and if you hold it for a long time, it gets really exhausting.
Okay, so when she's got to go out and not be seen, make it quick.
Exactly, but it's something that you can easily keep maybe for a few hours, maybe even longer if it's something that you're physically used to. But it's like the normal half animal form is definitely the most comfortable one.
Okay, so we're looking at some new characters or some other characters because Ivy is not the only chimera sort of thing here. It almost takes away from they're very rare when we see so many of them in the book. But I suppose it's the company she keeps.
Well, yeah, it's a bit like exactly. It's like if you're gay, you hang around other gay people more often than not.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's like because you're like that, then you hang around people who have several elements in common with you and who you can relate to a bit more. And like there are a lot of humans in the story, but because they're not part of her strict close social circle, it's something that she has to slowly get into, because while she has started becoming familiar with the human world, she doesn't have many human friends yet. But we do meet a new human friend in this volume, who is the mysterious dark boy with interesting secrets to reveal to her. What are the secrets? Who knows? Buy volume 3 to find out.
He's Morpheus. No. Yeah, I've been watching it. Have you been watching the new Sandman on Netflix?
I've seen the first episode. I haven't seen the other ones yet.
Okay. First one was kind of a slow.
Yeah, in fact, I kind of dropped it after the first one, but all my friends were like, "No, you have to go on." And I was like, "Okay."
It's much like the series. It has its highs and its lows.
Yeah, like the graphic novel series, you mean?
Yeah, and for me, it's like it's close enough to the book that it's intriguing, but it's like it keeps interrupting itself to me. It's like, okay, this is really good. This is really good. Wait, they did that? Okay, I'm used to it
Mm,
now. Okay, it's good. It's good. Oh, they changed something else, and it keeps reiterating that we're changing things. Um,
I get that.
yeah, and and not just the swaps of racials and stuff like that, because that everybody got swapped if you go down that road. But they did it to Netflix and not HBO Max, which meant that every other character in the book that was made it a recognizable DC book can't be used. Um, it's they can't use John Constantine, who was a huge influence in the character. They can use Joanna Constantine because she was created in that series. Um,
Hmm.
so so they just, okay, well, old Joanna Constantine had a new Joanna Constantine in the modern day, and that's who we'll use to stand in for John. Um, yeah, it's yeah. I'll still be watching. I'll watch it all the way through to the end. I'll be sucked into it. And yeah, Mike's been covering all those news stories about Sandman over on the Mike stand every night uh, as they get reported. These people remind you that they're not human, and not just in body type, but in the way they think about things and their lifestyles. I mean, this man and woman, this owl and
Mm-hmm.
oh, you did it. The words came out of my mouth and I realized she freaking did it. The owl and the pussycat come to visit when they
Mm-hmm.
bring a snack.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you have to chase the snack around the house to catch it.
It's like a game with a prize.
It's like, and the first thing I'm thinking is like, what if that mouse suddenly goes half mouse and says, "Stop, wait"?
Well, which is technically what kind of sort of happens to Ivy and that cat man there at the top in the first volume. See if maybe I can find it. Yeah, right here, pretty
Give
much.
you the big screen.
Because it's still near the beginning of volume one. He sees that he comes in. He sees that there's a bird. The bird's alone. He thinks it's a normal bird. He transforms into a cat, attacks the bird. The bird turns back and is like, "Please don't eat me." And he's like, "Oh, sorry." But no, this one is a very normal mouse.
Okay.
Sadly for him.
Yep. It's just like, oh, he's gonna make it outside. Oh, okay, so they're not gonna chase him around the house and knock lamps over and stuff. And yeah, the mouse isn't long for this world. Um,
But aha,
and
he escapes.
there's a mermaid, which are the half fish people.
Mm-hmm.
Do they transform too, or are they just like mermaids? Okay, so
Oh yeah, and it's the same mermaid from the first volume who the main character thinks is dead, but she's not.
see,
And
this
see
this is
if you
a
can find
this
it.
is a
Mhm.
soap opera, people. This is something where you really
Yeah.
you really do need to get these back issues to keep
Mm-hmm.
track of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But then she doesn't die, and she
it's
runs
it's
out.
it's a lot
And
like Omaha the Cat
yeah.
Dancer. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
there's just like so many subplots and threads and characters going off to do things and then coming back
Oh
from them.
yeah, there's a lot of drama. A lot of drama. It's a drama, romance, modern fantasy, LGBTQ romance, the shebang.
Yeah. Now this scene here, this is the climactic scene, no pun intended, of this issue. Because really up until this point, the relationship between Violet and Ivy has been one-sided. Ivy loves Violet. Violet cares for Ivy. And Violet now is getting to the point where she's really realizing, oh, I'm not just, handling a crush from a schoolgirl level. This is a matured
Mm-hmm.
person here. What have I done? How do I feel? How does she feel? I mean, we see her kiss her on the cheek and stuff, but
Mm-hmm. And it's something that really climaxes in volume 4, especially.
so to speak. Yes. So is volume 4 finito?
No, 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 no.
It's going to go on and on and on and on and
It's
on.
going to go on at least for another few volumes.
Okay.
Volume 4 is honestly it's still in the storyboarding phase, but story wise, it's definitely my favorite out of all the volumes out of all the volumes so far, and I'm really really excited to get it out because it's definitely my favorite, and it's got so many things that I really 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 want to share.
Yeah. Now you do borrow a lot of convention from manga. I mean, this is not. If you looked at this, you would not say, "Oh, manga," but like the crimson, the big blush on the cheeks is very much a manga thing for emotional feelings.
Yeah, as well as the
And
use of flowers or like the leaves or other, it's not leaves, the feathers with like the glow kind of thing. They're very, very common, especially in
yeah,
romance manga. Yeah.
yeah. So this is the end of the. Well, this is not the end of here. This was kind of scary because I'm like seeing this right after she's got her pinned to the floor. I'm like, oh, is she going to like go full hawk and take care of this? So, but this is just a Halloween print. I love that she's standing on a pumpkin to get that tall. Because she's a short girl. This is the fun summer print. This is the one I stole for.
And it looks really. I like how you put the logo on the beach ball. It's really cool.
I just I didn't want to put just a circle there. I wanted it to look like a ball. And I'd been playing around with 3D stuff on PowerPoint. I'm like, I can do this. and now I've learned how to turn a ball into a sphere. There's apparently a formula, and I will never forget it now.
Nice.
But yeah, nothing I like more than getting beat around between two girls and then watching them make out. So now what? These are prints, by the way. Let's make sure what we're seeing here. These are going to come with the campaign. This is a larger print. Tell us the A size on this. It won't make any difference to us.
They're all A4. So it's like I don't have any right here with me, but it's like yay sized.
Okay. That's big.
Yeah, it's almost like letter size, maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah, they're a pain in the butt to frame over here in the States, by the way.
Yeah, because the States, you guys use different measurements for everything. Like
we're still using the king's measurements.
Which king?
George.
Yeah, exactly. You guys gave him up. Give everything up too. The UK moved on, and so should you.
It's like, what do you mean A4, A3? It gets bigger as the numbers get smaller? What? I don't.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. I'm surprised to see the cat guy in the water.
Oh, that's the one of the two cat siblings. And she's just like spurking in the background. I thought it was like a funny little addition.
Yeah, but cats hate water.
Yeah, but
you got more of these bookmarks here, and again, you're laminating these and you're tying. These are handmade, folks. She's tying that cute little pink ribbon to the top of these things.
I don't have any right here at the moment, I think. Or no, I do. I do.
I have them in a box right here.
Oh, nice. I've got this one, but it's a different thing. It's just a little Mew that I made, watercolored without the ribbon, but potentially there's room for the ribbon.
Because I'm guessing you got a hole punch. You go.
Yeah, so I've got the laminator, the hole puncher, and the little machine, not the machine, like the clicker thing that makes the edges round so that you don't cut yourself with them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we get the tools that we need to do the job, and then we try to get our money out of it. I had people who were sending me posters, and they were like, I was like, do you want these mailed flat? Do you want them rolled in tubes? And like, no, they should just fold once, and that'll fit them perfectly. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, I took the corner to the corner. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I went on to eBay and I bought myself, and it's tucked under my bed here till I pull out to use it, a folder, a mechanical folder. And it's like you put it on there, you center everything, you lock it down. And now it's like, okay, now I can just slide posters in and out, fold, pull out, makes it nice. It doesn't really fold it. I shouldn't say that. It's not a folder. It's a creaser. It puts that perfect little crease straight down the middle. And then when I take it out, it just folds over like a book. And it's, never going to be crooked, never going to be wrinkled, creased like you would get if you're like pinching it with your finger, trying to fold it by hand. and so much faster too. So
That's
if you're
good.
gonna do something, folks, do it right. Get
Mhm.
the right tool for the job. You got more stickers,
Yeah, there's the stickers. I've got them right here as well.
and I love the that they're die cut. I mean, they look
Oh
square,
yeah.
but they pull off
No.
there.
See, you can see it here a little bit. The
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they're just not they're not die cut all the way through like some of the stuff I get from Sticker Mule, like this, you know, where it's shaped to the cut.
Yeah, no, it's a lot easier to pull off like
Isn't
this.
it though? It's like
It,
I can't. I'll be sitting here for an hour trying to get my thumb under here
exactly.
to get
Well,
that.
with
And
these, exactly. Well, with these ones, it's just like pull an edge like
yeah,
this and like
you just
bloop.
bend it over where the
Yeah.
crease is, and it'll pop up, and you take it. Now I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing these squares. I'm thinking, okay, you're not doing this at home. This is
No.
something you're sending off to. But when I see them this size and that shape, I'm thinking, have you thought about putting them on coasters?
Next campaign stretch goals.
Okay.
Let me write this down.
Because every time I go to Sticker Mule, they send me a coaster with their thing on it, and I've ordered the coasters with my logo on it before and gave them all out to bars and stuff.
Coasters.
Yep. There you go.
There on my wall right now. Coasters.
Because you know, it's the add-ons and stretch goals that people like. They don't have to be expensive. They don't have to be like, you know, the original art or a 3D print of the character.
Mm-hmm.
We like stickers and coasters and disposable things, trading cards, refrigerator magnets. Those are.
I've got those. I've got
Yeah.
pins, and which we very recently unlocked, but we'll see that as we go down towards the stretch goals later. A5, which is yay size. Notepads, like the ones that you can like rip the page off and you can like put next to your phone or whatever to note things down or make shopping lists and stuff.
Sticky notepads.
Not exactly. It's like notepads like this big. You write on it and then you can like rip the page.
They're glued at the top, but they're not sticky on the back. Okay.
I think.
Okay. This is gorgeous. This is again just to address how far your art has evolved.
The
from
picture
volume
is
1.
nice, but it looks so much better in person. Hold on.
Oh, that's big too.
It's A4 size.
And now there's only one of these, right?
And this one took me like 20 something hours to paint. And like the leaves have the veins are made with like gold pen. It's a gouache painting and it's really nice. I really, really like it. And some like canvas paper, which is really soft.
Yeah. But this is you only have one.
Only one.
So we need to find that over here on the pledges, folks. You can see
They're all as add-ons. They're available as add-ons.
Oh, okay.
And in the list of the original art pieces, if it has already been bought, I marked it as no longer available. So technically at the moment, there's 3 gouache paintings which are still available, while the inked illustrations and the watercolor illustrations have already been taken.
Okay. So you've got a gouache sunflower one here. Is it same size?
Yes, hold on. I've got it here too. Let me go get it. This one.
That would look great next to Van Gogh's vase, you know? Just
Yeah, it's a nice little watercolor piece.
And hello. Okay, so I guess that's not just coloration because we have
No. There, I can't really show more than this, I think.
That's good. That's perfect. It's just fine on the campaign here. We got the little bows over it. So now that's what leads me to ask, and I got kind of touched on this very early on in the show here.
She is of age. She is of legal age.
Of course
Yes,
she is.
indeed.
Yeah, she was 19 when you started.
And she turns 20 in volume 3. Like this is a birthday party, little birthday party art.
So the question is does this kind of art, the more mature art, only exist as the standalone add-on stuff, or does your story evolve into more like Omaha the Cat Dancer did, where it was very involved soap opera, but it had a lot of sex and nudity in it?
No, the not safe for work stuff is only there as add-on material, so it's like a nice little sexy pinup piece. There are scenes in the comic which are technically not in the comic itself, but are Patreon exclusive that are a lot more intense. Like
Okay.
technically in volume 1, there is a scene in which Ivy has a wet dream. And in the comic, you only see her like dreaming of her and Violet making out a little bit. But in the Patreon exclusive version, it goes all the way. And yeah.
Okay, so you got some pen and ink drawings here. This is
Mm-hmm.
I love the line work on this one.
Thank you. Which again,
Uh,
I have here, but I don't think it's a good idea if I show it.
Probably not. No,
No.
don't worry. we can get plenty of the idea right here. This is cute. She's wearing a. Oh, is that a frog?
It's this little froggy sweater. Hoodie. Little froggy's hoodie.
I can't imagine dressing up, trying to dress a bird. She's got a little hat on here, another watercolor, and now we're getting into the stretch goals. So this is
The first 3 have been unlocked.
okay. So we are getting the pins.
Mhm.
That's a new item for you now.
Mhm.
I'll
And
have to pack
they're
them differently.
yeah, and they're there for free for everyone who pledges any physical tier.
These are very nice. Yeah, buttons. I got, you know, I've been
Yeah.
getting some buttons for the Joe King campaign that we're going to be putting out. That was my sample one. So yeah, these are great to wear. Put these on your convention hat or your convention jacket and walk around. And it's less cool, or it's less likely that you'll wear them to your local grocery store and someone say, "Oh, that's a cute pin. What's that?" But at a convention, it'd be like, "Sunrise Blossom, you're a Sunrise Blossom fan." And
Yeah, it has been growing a lot online. We recently reached 2,600 subscribers on Webtoon and 1,400 on Tapas, so it's been growing bit by bit.
very
And
cool.
this third one has also been reached.
Now this is the notepad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it now. It's a kind of a lighter print, so that you can
Oh
write
yeah,
over
so it's
top of it.
like this is one that my grandmother made with a picture of my brother. So like the picture's a lot lighter, so like it's visible, but
Yeah.
like you can still write easily on it.
So that's very cool. And then what we're waiting to unlock is the refrigerator magnet, volume
Mhm.
1 cover magnet, which will be followed by so you're turning the covers into magnets.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we reach it.
That one's a way. That's a cool way to do it. I'm looking at my refrigerator. I'm trying to pick an example here. I like. Okay, who's gonna peel off? Nobody's gonna peel off. Da, 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 da. There, somebody had to come off. This one is from the Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, and what I was trying to show was the die cut.
Mhm.
Although it would be a lot easier to tile the refrigerator if they were all rectangular.
Oh yeah.
And then
And they should all be metallic as well.
oh, so these are going to be hard metallic, not the floppy
Mhm.
soft things. Okay, yeah, I definitely get that. Again, Sticker Mule can take like your IV images, and if you can print a sticker, you can print a magnet. And then if you want to go and do something very, very, very Etsy like, Diana Tamulovich, who is Chris Tamulovich's wife, who does the Great Cyclopean, she did these for conventions. And
those are
put the little
cool.
magnet square. So they're the little loopy things.
I used to make those all the time as a kid.
Yeah, okay. So they've been selling these at conventions, and I was like, hey, make an Ivy, or but it's a lot of work, isn't it? It's
Well, it would mostly be studying how to make it pixelated and recognizable without it
Yeah.
having to be massive, and then buying the tools for it because it's not even that expensive either.
but just there's so many fun things that you can make for add-ons. They don't have to be cold cast porcelain statues and stuff like that. Although, we like those too. But
Yeah, but also like these ones, they're not too expensive to make, so like I can give them for free as a way to celebrating the milestone.
exactly. You got the meme gallery going on here. I have to wait until this summer for Sunrise Blossom Volume 3. It comes out in early August. That's right behind the corner. Oh, thank God. Okay, first of all, you're going to be waiting until summer of 2030 for Sunrise Blossom 3, young boy. Because you don't get now this, this plays to so many things. I love this. Violet's turning to Ivy, and Jonathan's like, what? Yeah. Okay. Go check out the link for the memes, folks. We want to sell some books here, and I don't know. I didn't. This is Kickstarter, and I did not take a note of what the number was when we started.
Oh, it's the same before, so you haven't refreshed the page. But yeah,
that's just it.
Moment.
Kickstarter self-refreshes. So
yeah, but it was the same number as when we started. I've been keeping track.
At least I didn't get you a refund. I've had that happen before.
Actually, I was really frustrated because it happened to me yesterday. I got a pledge. Well, that was one of the good ones where they bought the full package and they bought one of the original art pieces, and then they refunded it, and it was like a $130 pledge. And they gave it back, and I was like, oh, this is sad. But also it was one of the naughty inked art pieces, which are a lot cheaper than the gouache paintings, because the inked illustrations, they're like $70 each, while the paintings, they're between $100 and like $250 because they're paintings.
Original art is expensive and worth it. So
yeah. So like the gouache paintings are still there, but I made an update early today saying, hey, so this original art piece that like sold out immediately is available again, and it resold out immediately. So that's good.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, something that sells up that quickly, that word's ever the only person who wanted it.
So next campaign, I'm going to do a lot more nude pinup illustrations.
The girl knows where the money is, folks. You should you're friendly with the folks over at the Rage and 2 channel.
Yeah, I was on their show earlier this week.
Yeah, you should I'm not saying you should. I said perhaps you might talk with Daphne about getting a spot on House of Bob and draw together, because that's their late show where they draw boobs.
That might be difficult because of time zones, though.
Yeah, it would be. I forget what day even it is. So like it would.
Yeah,
be
it's like 8 p.m. here almost.
Yeah, and and you have to get up during the daytime and be teacher.
Day job.
Yeah, which in the U.S. you're not allowed. It's frowned upon to take time off to draw boobs on the internet. So is that so much a thing, I guess, in Europe? I mean, it's just art there.
We do get a lot more, many more vacation days and like paid sick leave days. So if I got a sniffle, I'll be like, hey, sorry, I can't come. And then I just go and draw boobs.
Yeah, but
if any of my employers is watching, that is not exactly what happens. Just sometimes.
Just sometimes. I don't feel like teaching, but I do feel like drawing boobs. But it's not so much a thing where like here, if you were teaching here in the States, and somebody found this Kickstarter, and they'd go to the school board and say, hey, this woman who's teaching our children is drawing this sexual comic book on the side, and it would be a thing.
It would be a thing here too, but luckily as an ESL teacher, I don't teach the kids, I teach to adults. And so if I tell them I draw boobs, they'd be like, okay, tell me more.
And they'd be like, and do the characters speak English? Would be something like I could learn to read? Hook them with the boobs and then teach them English. Have a lot of double O words throughout the whole thing. Okay. That was a step too far.
That's fine.
I get weird sometimes, but I'm in comics, so we kind of all do. All right, so this has got 22 days left to go. We've reached the top of the hour here, and is there anything more that you can tease about this book that will make people? Guys, I don't know how much more to tell you. I've read the books. I've got the books. They're physically well done books. The add-ons, like I said, are also physically a step above any other prints you're going to get because of the lamination. So they're not going to get bent in shipping. They're not going to get bent in shipping anyway because I'm shipping them. But they're not going to get damaged just by, once you open them up and you stack them on something and then you forget you stacked them on something and you're like, oh, I creased my print. No, these are.
No, you need to go with scissors to ruin them.
Yeah. Yeah. You can put these in the kitchen drawer and pull them out when company comes over and just lay them around the table for placemats. We're serving soup. But they're great little add-ons. Fun comic. Well, I don't know what more to say. It's a very involved, dramatic storyline.
Volume 3 gets really dramatic. It's 50 pages, full color. There's new friends, birthday girl celebrations, moms finally going to therapy, and hot bedtime girl pinning girl down action.
Yes, that's all. You had me at that. Okay. So the link for this Kickstarter, folks, is right below the video. If you are watching it right now or you're watching it later, which for you is still right now, I suppose, so that doesn't make much sense. It's right below there. First thing you see, click on it, get over to the Kickstarter, 22 days as of this speaking. Do not, if you want to wait until it's closer to time, because that's what I do with Kickstarters all the time. I admit it. I tell my phone, I click the saved button like I just did on this one here. If you're not going to get it now, at least click the save button. That costs you nothing, and it serves as a reminder that, hey, we're running out of time, so that you can jump in at that last minute and get things. Because you always get the same thing on your other Kickstarters, right? You get that spike on the last 2 days of people.
Oh yeah, normally. Yeah, it's not the same as the first day, but as it nears the end, yeah.
Yeah, the people who well, like I'm the kind of person who's like, if I give a Kickstarter money, I forget, and then
Sorry
I spend
for my cat being noisy. It's her dinner time.
Oh, I thought I saw a cat trying to transform behind you there.
No, it's black ones going meow meow, climbing on places.
Well, let's let the cats get fed. I fed mine this morning already, so she's happy. Nina, thank you so much again for bringing Sunrise Blossom to the show. Enjoying how this is progressing, how the story's progressing, and how the art's progressing. It's growing in both writing and in visuals. So
thank you for having me.
Anytime, we will always find a place for you here on the show. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. We don't have a show without you. We're just podcast falling in the woods otherwise. And as always, Kitty Cat's here. Hi there.
This is a little shitten.
A little shitten? Okay. And as always, folks, while you were here, we just hope you had a blast. Good afternoon.